or the effects of doing a bad deed or sinning. I think about this because, as humans, we sin every day. But on top of just it staining your heart, every time you do a bad deed, there's a black spot, right? And it being recorded. What else actually happens when you do a bad deed? Because the black stain in your heart and the recording, you don't see it. Because it's something that you don't see, you think that, okay, hey, nothing really happened. When that happens, we become careless. We think that everything's gonna be fine. So it made me think about it a lot. It made me think about, okay, what else am I missing? I'm sure there is a greater impact to all these sins or to all these bad deeds that we do. And I thought about one, and I'm sure there's many, but my knowledge is very limited. So I'm just gonna share with you guys what I think. Let me just share with you an example, okay? Think about someone whom you really, really love. For a lot of us, it's our mom, right? So think about how when you're doing something bad and your mom catches you in that action, wouldn't you be very, very embarrassed? Wouldn't you be sad that you are hurting the woman that carried you for 9 months, that birthed you, that cared for you, that loves you? Wouldn't you be sad that you hurt her feelings? Then what about Allah? What about Allah who created you, who gave you every single thing that you have in this life? Wouldn't you be more embarrassed towards Him? So essentially, when we're doing something bad, our haya or our modesty or our shyness towards Allah is gone. Because whether we like it or not, when we sin, we choose to intentionally ignore Him. We choose to intentionally ignore the fact that He sees us, that He's watching every single step that we take, that even in the darkest corner in this world, He still sees us. And with every single bad deed that we do, the distance between Him and us gets wider and wider and wider, until you ask yourself, why do I even pray? Why do I even practice this faith? Or you ask yourself, I'm praying, I'm doing all these acts of ibadah, but I feel nothing. And we feel nothing because our bad deeds has distanced us so much from Allah. My mom once shared with me that before doing a bad deed, we should stop and ask ourselves, are you hidden from Allah? Can Allah not see you? And the thing that scares me the most is that Imam Hassan al-Basri said the greatest punishment of sin is that Allah allows you to sin again. And we sin again and again and again, until we stop feeling any sense of guilt, or we don't even feel bad about it, because we've just been doing it over and over and over again. And that makes me scared, because today you might start off just lying, and if you keep on lying, you might end up as a thief or a robber. Eventually we might just become a murderer. You might think that it's just a small sin, but if you do it over and over again, we don't know what it will become. But here's also what I've realized, and this is why I love Islam, because it's such a religion of hope. Even if you think you've gone in way too deep, if you think that there's no turning back, Allah says, I am as my servant thinks and expects of me. I am with him when he mentions me. If he mentions me to himself, I mention him to myself. If he draws near to me a hand's length, I draw near to him an arm's length. And if he comes to me walking, I go to him running. So it doesn't matter if we've sinned again and again and again, Allah's doors is always open to us. The fact is that as long as our heart is beating, there is still hope to clean all those black stains in our heart. But we've got to catch ourselves, and we have to stop fooling ourselves that every single time we sin and every single time we do a bad deed, that nothing happens to us, that there is no consequences. There is. And I pray with all of my heart that may Allah give us the strength to stop doing the things that distance us away from Him, that He gives us the discipline to stop being in the company or being in the means that makes it easy for us to do these bad deeds. And I pray that may we only use our time and our energy to do good deeds that pleases Him. With that, I pray that you have a blessed remaining Ramadan and an Eid Mubarak in advance. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, inshallah. Bye bye.